Okay, so this is my first ever commentary on a StarCraft game. This is a game of a friend of mine, Eladimir, and he is going to be playing Echo. And I kind of just woke up, so that's why my voice is a little bit raspy, but just going to try to talk through this one, fill all the dead space here, and see what comes out of it. And speeding up through the boring stages of the game. We got a wall off here against a Zergling Rush. And slow that down. Not that much. And we can check to see how the scouting is going. Echo sees that Eladimir here is doing a fast expand, so he should strategize based on that. I would think trying to pump out a couple more barracks and get an early force going. And let's see if Eladimir has scouted anything of use. Nope, he's got an Overlord kind of floating over here. Maybe hanging back so Marines don't kill it. I don't know. And looks like we missed a bit of a bunker rush. So I guess that's his response to seeing the early expansion, is to build this bunker rush here. Eladimir sends out 5 drones, kills the SCV, but does not manage to stop the Marine from getting inside here. And retreats with the drones, which is probably a good idea. Sends them back to mining and waits for some Zergling reinforcements, I imagine. There's a lot of hit points on a hatchery, so I guess he figures that Marine can plug away at it for a while and not too much trouble there. Got some good Overlord placement here. It's going to show if there's a command center going up at the gold expansion. Echo has managed to get another Marine in here and 2 SCVs to repair the bunker, and 6 Zerglings coming up. Let's see the production tab. Okay, we got 10 Zerglings in production for Eladimir, so I think he's ready to deal with this bunker rush pretty quick. We got some Zerglings running over here. Gonna go scout that base, which is good. And see, the trouble with attacking the bunker with not enough Zerglings is that you tend to be throwing away one at a time here. I'm sure Eladimir has learned that lesson by now, so and he managed to get a good scout off here. He gets to see that there's a good solid defense, you know, only let a couple Zerglings wide get up the ramp, so there's going to be no frontal assaults for a while on the Terran base. So if we look at the units lost tab, I feel like Eladimir lost too many Zerglings there by sending a few Zerglings at a time at a bunker that had a couple Marines in it. So I think one way to do that a little bit better is just to mass your Zerglings up and attack all at once. And let's look at the Overlord placement on the map. Like, at this point, this guy's good. This Overlord here is a pretty good scout to see if there's going to be any medevac drops or things like that coming out. But he hasn't done much scouting of this back area here. Like, we got a couple bunkers, and I doubt he's seen those coming up. Oh, and speak of the devil, he decides to send him in. So good on you, Eladimir. Nice work. He is scouting a couple bunkers with tech labs, so you can assume there's going to be a couple marauders coming out of those, I guess. Unfortunately, without the Overlord speed, you got to sacrifice an Overlord, which is probably why he waited until that timing to go scout, which I think is probably a good decision. I guess I should mention, since I doubt anybody who's not Eladimir is ever going to listen to this, but just in case they do, Eladimir is ranked about 55 in his Diamond division, and I'm not sure about Echo, but seeing as my friend is Eladimir, I'm casting his game and really not that interested in how Echo is. But Eladimir is a pretty good Zerg player as far as roaches, hydras. His macro is pretty good in general, and just trying to come up with a couple ways where he can micromanage and use some better troop movement and troop get a better what do you call it? Get a better assortment of troops in his makeup. In this game, he makes a couple of mistakes. I've watched it a few times, and particularly, as we'll see later on as it comes, I think roaches with burrow would have been a really good idea. Burrow is only 100 minerals and 100 gas to get the research, and and as you can see, I mean, these troop movements here, Echo doesn't end up using a whole lot of scans, which is something that, as a Zerg player, you would probably want to be watching for. If he's not scanning a whole lot, Burrow is going to be your best friend for a little while. At least you can surprise him with it, and then maybe later on he'll start scanning once he realizes that you're burrowing your roaches. But you got a little tiny force up here of Marines and Marauders, and usually when you see that, you would get a Baneling nest, which, you know, I don't see any Baneling nest going up. I think it would have been a good idea once he sees, you know, the Marine Marauder force coming out. Seeing this production tab, we got a Spire. And I think I know the reasoning for getting the Spire, which is, you know, you have your Marine Marauder force pushing out right in the middle here, and these roaches here would be so much more powerful. Like, he's got enough roaches really to take out all these guys, but you just need to be able to use burrow in order to do it, because every time they get injured and you have burrow, you can burrow a roach, and while he's healing up, the rest of them are still attacking. So anyway,